Hi friends, welcome to Sybil's Lab of Cartomantics. I'm Danielle and I'm bringing something new to the channel today. As I've talked about many times, my own tarot practice extends far beyond the reading table, deep into myth, folklore, and devotional work. Meditation and journeying are important parts of that practice. In the spirit of supporting that element of your own work with the cards, whether this is an experiment in tarot or an extension of your long-standing practice, I'll be walking you through a guided meditation with several of the major arcana, meeting different faces of the Blessed Virgin Mary along the way. While I invite you to close your eyes for this meditation, I'll also be showing images from 14 different tarot decks to display the different shapes each of the tarot archetypes may take. The spirit of Mother Mary exists in the archetype, not in any single deck, and seeing several examples grounds us in that truth. With that, let's begin. Find a comfortable seated position, either in a chair with your feet flat on the ground or cross-legged on a cushion. Allow your hands to rest gently on your knees or in your lap, palms open and receptive. If you wish, you may hold a rosary, a tarot card, or simply rest your hands empty, ready to receive. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. Begin to notice your breath, not changing it, just observing it. Notice the cool air as it enters through your nostrils and the warm air as it leaves your body. With each exhale, allow any tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your forehead to melt away like snow in spring sunshine. Take 3 deep, cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4, and release through your mouth for a count of 6. Again, breathing in quiet and calm, holding that sacred pause, and releasing all that no longer serves you in this moment. One more time, drawing in Mary, holding the mystery, and letting go completely. Your awareness begins to shift and you find yourself standing at the entrance to a beautiful temple. The architecture is timeless. It could be ancient or external, existing outside of ordinary time. 2 pillars stand before you, one black and one white, representing the duality of existence, light and shadow, known and unknown, masculine and feminine. Between these pillars sits a figure draped in flowing blue robes. You recognize her as the high priestess, keeper of mysteries, guardian of the threshold between the conscious and unconscious mind. But as you look more closely, her features begin to shift and shimmer. You see in her face the serene countenance of the Virgin Mary, and you understand that these are not separate beings, but different expressions of the same eternal feminine wisdom. The High Priestess Mary gazes at you with eyes full of compassion and knowing. She does not speak with words, but you hear her message in your heart. Come, beloved child, I will show you the mysteries that live within you. She gestures for you to approach, and as you do, you notice she holds a pomegranate in one hand, symbol of abundance, fertility, and the hidden seeds of potential within you. In her other hand, she holds a scroll partially concealed within her robes. The Torah, the sacred text, the wisdom that is both revealed and hidden. The High Priestess Mary stands and draws back a veil behind her. Through this opening, you see a beautiful nighttime landscape. She invites you to step through, and you do so without hesitation, trusting in her guidance. You emerge into a peaceful scene under a vast star-filled sky. Before you is a clear pool of water, its surface perfectly still, reflecting the heavens above. Kneeling beside this pool is another figure, a woman pouring water from 2 vessels, one into the pool and one onto the earth. She is naked, unashamed, completely herself. This is the Star card, symbol of hope, healing, and divine inspiration. As you approach, you see that this woman, too, carries the essence of Mary. You recognize in her purity and authenticity of the Virgin, the one who said yes to the divine plan, who trusted completely in a purpose greater than herself. The Star Mary looks up at you and smiles, and in that smile is all the hope of humanity, all the promise of renewal after darkness. She speaks, and her voice is like water over stones, like wind through leaves. I am the light in the darkness. I am hope when all seems lost. I am the promise that after every winter comes spring, after every night comes dawn. Look into the water and see yourself as I see you. You kneel beside the pool and gaze into its depths. At first, you see your own reflection, but then the image shifts. You see yourself as you truly are, not the small, limited self you sometimes believed yourself to be, but your highest self, the divine essence. You see your own light, your own beauty, your own sacred purpose. Tears may come as you witness this truth about yourself. The Star Mary places her hand on your shoulder. This is who you have always been, she whispers. This is who you will always be. Never forget what you have seen here. The scene shifts again, and you find yourself in a lush garden. Everywhere you look, there is abundance. Fruit trees heavy with ripe offerings, flowers in full bloom, vines climbing and reaching toward the sun. The air is warm and fragrant, filled with the hum of bees and the song of birds. Seated on a throne cushioned with velvet and surrounded by this abundance is the Empress, the Great Mother, the embodiment of fertility, creativity, and nurturing love. She wears a crown of 12 stars, the same crown that adorns Mary as the woman of the Apocalypse, the Queen of Heaven. Her gown is decorated with pomegranates, echoing the symbol you saw with the High Priestess. The Empress Mary opens her arms to you, and you feel drawn into her embrace. As she holds you, you feel completely safe, completely loved, completely accepted. This is the love that asks nothing in return, the love that simply is. This is the love of the Great Mother for all her children. Rest here, she tells you. You have been working so hard, carrying so much. Rest in my arms and let me carry you for a while. You allow yourself to sink into her embrace, and as you do, you feel all the burdens you've been carrying begin to lift. The worries about the future, the regrets about the past, the judgments about yourself, all of it begins to dissolve in the warmth of her unconditional love. She begins to speak to you about your own creative power, your own ability to nurture and bring forth new life, whether that's actual children, creative projects, new ways of being, or the cultivation of your own inner garden. You are more powerful than you know, she tells you. You have within you the ability to create beauty, to nurture growth, to bring forth abundance. Trust in your creative power. Trust in your ability to manifest your dreams. As you rest in her arms, you feel your energy being restored. You feel yourself being filled up with love, with possibility, with creative potential. You are being reminded of your own worthiness, your own value, your own sacred nature. When you are ready, the Empress Mary gently releases you from her embrace and gestures to a path leading out of the garden. You follow this path and it leads you to a simple room, a humble dwelling sparsely furnished. Sunlight steams through a window, illuminating particles of dust dancing in the air. In this room, you see a woman kneeling in prayer. This is Mary at the moment of the Annunciation, the moment when the angel Gabriel appeared to her and asked her to become the mother of the divine. But as you watch, the scene transforms, and you see that this is also the Strength card, the woman who gently closes the mouth of the lion, who tames the beast not through force, but through love, courage, and inner fortitude. The young Mary's strength looks up from her prayers and sees you. In her eyes, you see both vulnerability and incredible courage. She was just a girl when she was asked to carry the divine, to say yes to a path that would bring her both immeasurable joy and profound sorrow. Yet she said yes. She trusted. She had the strength to accept her sacred calling. She stands and approaches you, taking your hands in hers. You too have been called, she tells you. You too have a sacred purpose. It may frighten you. It may seem too big, too much, too impossible. But you have the strength within you to say yes. You have the courage to walk your path. You feel the truth of her words resonating in your body. You think about the callings in your own life, the dreams you've been afraid to pursue, the changes you've been afraid to make, the truth you've been afraid to speak. You feel the strength rising within you, the same strength that allowed Mary to say yes, the same strength that allows the woman in the Strength card to face the lion with love rather than fear. Strength is not about force, Mary's strength tells you. It is about faith. It is about trust. It is about the courage to be vulnerable, to be open, to say yes even when you don't know how the story will end. This is the strength I offer you. You feel a warmth spreading through your chest, a golden light of courage and faith. You feel your own inner lion being tamed, your own fears being transformed by love. The scene shifts once more, and now you find yourself in a place of profound stillness. The light has grown dim, and you are in a sacred space of grief and transformation. Before you is the image of the Pietà, Mary holding the body of her crucified Son, the moment of ultimate sorrow, the moment when everything she knew and loved seemed to have been taken from her. But as you look more closely, you see that this is also the Death card from the tarot. Not literal death, but transformation, the ending that must come before the new beginning, the death of the old self that allows the new self to be born. The Mary death of this scene looks at you with eyes that have known the deepest sorrow. And yet in those eyes you also see a profound peace, a deep knowing. She has walked through the valley of the shadow of death and emerged transformed. She has learned that endings are not final, that death is not the end, that resurrection always follows crucifixion. What must die in you? She asked gently. What old patterns, old beliefs, old versions of yourself are you being asked to release? What are you grieving? You allow yourself to feel whatever grief is present in your heart. Perhaps you're mourning a relationship that has ended, a dream that didn't come true, a version of yourself that you can no longer be. Perhaps you're grieving the loss of innocence, the loss of certainty, the loss of control. Whatever it is, you allow yourself to feel it fully, knowing that Mary Death holds space for your sorrow. Grief is holy, she tells you. It is the price we pay for love. But grief is not the end of the story. What dies will be transformed. What is released will make space for something new. Trust in the process of death and rebirth. Trust that resurrection is coming. You feel the truth of this in your bones. You understand that you are in a process of transformation, that parts of you are dying so that new parts can be born. It is painful, but it is also sacred. It is necessary. As you sit with Mary, death, in the space of grief and transformation, a new light begins to dawn. The scene gradually brightens and you find yourself on a hillside path. In the distance, you see two women approaching each other. Mary, pregnant with Jesus, and her cousin Elizabeth, pregnant with John the Baptist. This is the visitation, the moment when Mary, having received her calling, went to share her joy and her burden with someone who would understand. As the two women embrace, you see that this is also the Temperance card, the angel who pours water between two cups, who balances and harmonizes opposites, who brings together the earthly and the divine, the human and the sacred. The two women, Mary, Elizabeth, Temperance, turn to you with radiant faces. You do not have to walk your path alone, they tell you. You need community, you need witnesses, you need people who will celebrate your joys and hold your sorrows. You need balance between giving and receiving, between solitude and connection, between the inner journey and the outer world. You think about your own life, your own need for balance. Perhaps you've been giving too much and not receiving enough. Perhaps you've been too isolated, or perhaps you've been too scattered in your connections. Perhaps you've been too focused on the spiritual and neglected the physical, or vice versa. Mary Elizabeth Temperance invites you to consider, where do you need more balance in your life? Where do you need to pour from one cup to another? Where do you need to blend and harmonize the different aspects of yourself? You feel a gentle rebalancing happening within you, a harmonizing of opposites. You feel the masculine and feminine within you coming into balance. You feel your inner and outer worlds aligning. You feel yourself finding the middle way, the path of moderation and integration. The journey is nearing its completion and you find yourself ascending. You are climbing a mountain, or perhaps you are simply rising, lifted by an unseen force. You ascend higher and higher until you break through the clouds and find yourself in a realm of pure light. Here you witness the coronation of Mary, the moment when she is crowned Queen of Heaven, when she takes her place as the exalted feminine, the bridge between earth and heaven, the one who intercedes for all humanity. She sits enthroned, crowned with 12 stars, clothed with the sun, the moon beneath her feet. But this is also the world card, the final card of the major arcana, the card of completion, integration, and cosmic consciousness. The figure in the world card dances with a wreath of victory, having completed the journey, having integrated all the lessons, having become whole. The crowned Mary world looks at you with infinite love and infinite wisdom. You've completed a cycle, she tells you. You've journeyed through the mysteries. You have faced your shadows and claimed your light. You have died and been reborn. You have found balance and integration. Now you stand at the threshold of a new beginning, but you stand there transformed. She removes her crown and places it on your head. You too are royalty, she tells you. You too are divine. You too are a bridge between heaven and earth. You carry the sacred within you. You are the temple. You are the holy of holies. You feel the weight of the crown on your head, but it is not a burden. It is a reminder of your true nature, your divine inheritance, your sacred calling. You feel yourself expanding, becoming larger, becoming more. You feel yourself connected to all beings, to all of creation, to the cosmic dance of existence. Go forth, Mary World tells you. Go forth and live your truth. Go forth and share your gifts. Go forth and be the light. You are never alone. I am always with you. The divine feminine is always with you. You carry us within you as we carry you within us. Slowly, gently, you begin to descend from this exalted place. You are returning to ordinary consciousness, but you are not the same person who began this journey. You carry with you the wisdom of the High Priestess, the hope of the star, the nurturing love of the Empress, the courage of strength, the transformative power of death, the balance of temperance, and the integration of the world. You find yourself once again in your sacred space, surrounded by the blue light of protection. But now that light has expanded, and you see that it extends far beyond you, connecting you to all beings, to all of creation. Begin to bring your awareness back to your physical body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders. Take a deep breath and feel your lungs expanding, your heart beating, your blood flowing through your veins. Place your hands on your heart and feel the warmth there. This is where Mary dwells. This is where the divine feminine lives. This is where your own sacred wisdom resides. You can return to this place whenever you need guidance, comfort, or strength. As you prepare to open your eyes and return fully to the present moment, take a moment to offer gratitude. Thank Mary in all her forms for her guidance and protection. Thank the tarot for its wisdom and insight. Thank yourself for having the courage to take this journey. Join me in saying, thank you, Holy Mother, for your love and guidance. Thank you, Sacred Feminine, for your wisdom and strength. Thank you, Divine Mystery, for revealing yourself to me. I carry your blessings with me as I return to the world. May you walk in your light, your truth, and your compassion. Take one more deep breath, and when you are ready, gently open your eyes. As you reflect on this meditation, take a few moments to journal about your experience if you feel called to do so. What images stood out to you? What messages did you receive? What feelings arose? There is no right or wrong experience. Whatever happened for you was exactly what needed to happen. You may wish to pull a tarot card as a message to carry with you from this meditation, or to pray a decade of the Rosary as a way of honoring Mary's presence in your journey. Speaking for myself, the Holy Mother is front and center in my spirituality within and beyond the tarot, and I hope that this journey has demonstrated if she might also hold space for you in your journey. Remember that the Divine Feminine is always available to you. You can return to this meditation whenever you need guidance, healing, or connection to the sacred. You are held, you are loved, and you are never alone. If you enjoyed this meditation and there are other meditations that you would like me to take you through, recommendations for deity or folklore figures, please comment below. I really enjoyed making this, and I would love to be supportive in other stories that matter to you. With that, go forth in beauty, truth, and in love.